our studio. Catch them all in Muse Talks.
Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Side Quest. I'm Ting Xuan,
I'm Lukman.
and we are your hosts for today. Today, we're going to go on an adventure with Jia Ying to discover the world of Dungeons and Dragons. So Jia Ying, can you please introduce yourself and tell us more about Dungeons and Dragons?
So I'm Jia Ying. I'm a year 3 student in Ngee Ann Poly, and I study film and media, media post-production. Dungeons and Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game. So basically you are like the characters of a story, and you're going through the story as it's like unfolding itself.
So when did you start getting into DnD?
So I saw this campaign, it's on YouTube, it's called Fantasy High, and it's a very beginner-friendly campaign show by like this dungeon master called Brennan Lee Mulligan, who is honestly like one of my favorite DM. So he got me into D&D, and then like end of 2022 or 2023, I forgot, I got my friends together during Christmas to like play a session, and they all liked it. So we just kept going after that.
Is it right to say that D&D is kind of like a physical version of like an online game, like role-play game?
I won't say it's a physical version. I would say because there's dice here, there's physical dice. You can play online, but physical is more fun in my opinion.
So for Dungeons and Dragons, can you explain more about like the mechanics of the game? I know there's like campaigns, right? So maybe you can explain more about that.
A campaign is basically the story, is what you're doing, basically. It's like the story of what you're doing. These dice, mostly when you enter combat, you have 3 things to do. You got an action, a bonus action, and movement. You also get like 1 free object interaction. You can like open a door, something like that. But like that's a free thing. Action, you can attack, you can hide, you can do a lot of stuff like cast spells and stuff. And then with that, you usually have to roll a die. This is a D20. It's a 20-sided die. D just kind of means the number of sides there are. So like there's a few different kinds of dice here. You roll to attack, you see if it hits the number. Most enemies have AC armor class. So like example is 10. So you have to hit the number 10 or above, and then you hit the guy. The other dice is like damage die. So you roll damage to see how much damage you do. Bonus actions can be, like there are some spells that are bonus actions. For example, rogues, like the sneaky assassin kind, like they can bonus action hide or bonus action dash. Dash is to do half like your movement, you move again.
Can you like dodge an attack?
You can dodge is an action actually. If you don't know what to do, you dodge. Dodge will you give your enemies disadvantage on your attacks. Disadvantage means when they roll a d20, they roll 2 of these, and then they pick the lower number. So if you roll a net 20, which is a critical attack, you roll a net 1, you get a net 1, which is not good.
So wait, when it's just like what, net 1?
Net 1. Net means natural. So like the number of the die is natural, because in D&D, as you level up, you get modifiers and stuff, so you can improve your skills. So even if you roll like a 4, example, if you have a modifier that like +3 or something, you can still hit something.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's very complicated.
Yeah, it's very complicated. There are skills where like, not skills, like different genres, like special features kind of thing. Like example, you have charisma, you have dexterity, you have strength. This kind of
is it
thing.
like what, stats, something like that?
Yeah,
right?
statistics. That's the word I'm looking for. Yes.
Since it's like a story-based game, right, you can just create whatever story you want, right? So can you tell us more about like the most recent story you have created?
This is gonna come out later, so I have no spoilers. It's not gonna spoil my players whatsoever. So I have a 1-shot campaign. 1-shot means that you can play in 1 session and then it's done. It's basically they enter like a training dimension, and I'm planning for them like it's very dangerous in that they can die, but they'll be respawned back if that happens. So like, because I really want to try and like challenge them as best as they can.
So you want your like players to go through like a very dangerous like dungeon, right? So I can create like my own monster. So I can say like at this point, right, they walk until here, then like one monster will come out. So then the moment the monster come out, right, is it true that like the players will start to like roll dice and then like fight the monster?
When combat starts, I would say, the monster appears, and then you all get ready to fight. And I'll say roll initiative. Initiative is you also roll this D20. The D20 die is very important. Like it's used in most situations. And then from the for the highest to lowest number is the turn that you get to take. So if you roll like higher than the monster, you get to act before the monster. This is the order of like combat throughout the whole thing, because it goes in rounds. So first person act all the way to last person, it goes back to the first person again.
Who decides when a monster shows up? Is it like the dungeon master?
I would say the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master is the referee. It's like the person who tells the story, and the players are like living through it.
So it just depends on the dungeon master's mood, in a
The
way.
dungeon master's
right?
mood.
If they feel like just trolling everyone, like, oh, there's another monster that just appeared.
You can, but there's things, campaigns like you can make your own campaign. You can you can buy a pre-made campaign that is, because some people don't have time to make, so they just get a already made one.
So like, is it really up to the dungeon master how often the monsters appear?
Because it's more of a story. So example, you're there to fight a dragon, but like you're in a village, the village getting attacked by dragons, and you have to eventually fight the dragon. You can talk to the NPCs. The dungeon master will play everything that isn't the player. So the monsters, NPCs, even little animals they come across. There is a spell called Speak with Animals that you can like talk to the animal, and the DM has to make up a voice for the animal. So if the players like decide to troll the NPCs and be like, oh, we're just negotiating, and suddenly for some reason the player decides, I'm going to stab this person for no reason. And then, so the NPCs can become the monsters that they fight.
Okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to be all weird creatures and stuff. You can fight humans. The person who you think is a good guy can be a bad guy, and it can suddenly turn on you, that kind of thing.
Okay. Can you like betray your own teammates?
You can. Yeah, there has been stuff like that happening. Because usually you play together, so you have to make sure that everyone is like okay with like this happening.
So it's like a gentleman's agreement, like it's okay that somebody
Everything is
betrays.
possible if you're all okay with it.
Okay. Is it like a universal thing?
I mean, it's just nice to be like, oh, I don't like that this is happening. Can we not do this?
So basically, you have to just kind of like lay down the rules before you begin.
Yes.
Have you ever wanted to make it more realistic? Like, for example, someone die, right? What do you think of like putting blood right there? Like throwing blood on the person?
Oh, okay. I
Like
didn't
blood.
mention.
You
Okay.
can just splatter blood on the face.
When D&D is, the person will describe what is happening. So you can make it as gory as you want. Like, oh, I stabbed the person, blood splatters everywhere, and like the person flops back unconscious. It depends on how much description the DM wants to put into this.
So are there like other forms of like campaign? Or like what's the longest can a campaign go?
The length of a campaign depends on the players. If they decide to go to every single side quest you can imagine, then that's on them, and that's what makes the campaign last straight up years. But also if they are very busy, you only meet once every 4 months or so, then that also makes the campaign longer. If you're lucky and you can meet like maybe once a week, and your campaign is quite short, then maybe you can finish in a couple months.
So let's say when you finish a campaign, you just start another one.
You can start another one, or there are sequel campaigns to like, to be continued. Your characters will like go for higher stakes or like a different thing.
So like how do you like level up? Is it like only through defeating like enemies?
You can defeat through enemies, you can complete quests, like those kind of normal game like Baldur's Gate, which is inspired by D&D. You complete a quest, the DM can say, oh, you completed this quest, okay, you can level up.
Who determines like how much they level up?
The DM is like really important in this case, because they'll be like, okay, now you can level up, and then you do
So is it like one of those systems where like you just immediately level up to the next level, or like you have to like save up a specific amount, then you can level up?
You can just level up. It's because if you're trained in like, example, if you're holding a sword and like you train with a sword, the more you use it, the more you get better at it. It's just time and experience.
Dexterity, okay.
Yeah. Oh, dexterity. Dexterity, I will explain let's see if I remember, the different skills and statistics. Dexterity is how agile you are. Strength is basically how strong you are. Constitution is like your stamina. Charisma is your like a will of self. Wisdom and intelligence. These two are different things. Intelligence is knowing a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put that in a fruit salad. And that's what I heard people explain it.
Oh, okay, no, that's smart. I get it. Wait, okay, so I've like heard of stereotype, maybe not D&D specific, but memes where people will like max out their charisma just to talk their way out of like dangerous situations. Can you do that in D&D?
You could. It's one of the things that make D&D so unpredictable is that if you have a set path for your players will find a way to not go on that path. Funniest example I can think of is you say, okay, you all see a door here. And without checking, they say, I cast fireball on the door because I can't open the door or it's like locked. And then the rogue says, I try and pick the lock of the door. And then you realize the door isn't even locked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So like you have so many things, right? Like leveling up, then there's like different like skills that you can use and like different paths that you can go. So where do you like note all this down? Do you all have like a notebook or something to write everything down?
There is a character sheet on D&D Beyond. There is a physical one which I tried for a while and it's too confusing to use, so I use the app. There's a character builder app and like editor app in the D&D Beyond website. So it's really easy to keep track of it because it's all like shown in one place. All your spells, all your abilities is all in one piece of paper, one piece of like A4 size, that kind of thing.
So every step of the way, you just like note down everything that you have done so that next time if you want to come back and play, then it'll be easy for you to check.
People have different systems for this. Like they can say, we stop here, or they just like checklist, we've done this quest here.
Okay, so as a DM, right, just now you were mentioning like they will find different ways to go off the path, right? So what's the most like funniest thing apart from the door one that you have like encountered
Okay.
as a DM?
Yeah, I have so many of these moments. So I think it was the second session that I was running. They were fighting a mimic. A mimic is basically a shapeshifter. They like to become chests most often because adventurers will come and open the chest and they get eaten.
Yeah, I learned that from Terraria.
Yeah, this is one of the most iconic monsters of D&D. And then, so they were fighting this mimic and it was taking such a long time. My player who plays a warlock decided to cast friends on it and then try and convince it to turn into a piece of paper so they can tear it away.
Oh.
Yeah, so, but then the thing is, I didn't know how friends were at the time because I was a new DM at the time. And friends is a spell that gives you advantage on like charisma checks to like convince people, and I didn't know that. I just thought it just made people friend you, basically. And so they succeeded on it, I think, but it felt too overpowered because the spell that they cast is a thing called a cantrip, which is a spell they can cast unlimited amount of times. So they cast it, I was like, this is too OP. This cannot be the way. So I didn't know what to do. I just roll like a luck check, which is basically when I don't know what else to do, I roll a d20. If it's a high number, good. It was like a net 20 or a 19, so I was like, you know what, I'll give it to them. It was smart of them to think of it, so I'll give it to them. My other favorite one is, I think, literally 2 months ago. I said, for flavor, to describe the place, the place is running with rats because it's an abandoned fortress. So my friend says, okay, can I pick up a rat and try to like converse with it to let it spy on the enemies for us? I was like, okay, sure. So that goes well. Then later, my other friend says, can I pick up the rat to throw at the enemy? And I was like, so, okay, I think throwing a rat counts as a ranged attack. And that is one of the weirdest sentences I've ever said in my life.
I guess D&D really does, like it really taps into your imagination, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So like if they die, is it like they skip a turn or like how long do they die?
Death is kind of, has our own mechanic in here. So when you go down to 0 HP, you don't actually die, you make death saves. So when it comes to your turn again, you roll a d20, no modifiers, nothing. 1 to 9 is a failure. Number 1, if you roll a net 1, it's 2 failures. 10 to 20 is a success. If you roll a net 20, you instantly get up with 1 HP. 3 failures, you're dead. 3 successes, you are stable at 0 HP. So like you're just unconscious there. And you can't do anything because you're just lying there bleeding out. So you want to not be at 0 HP as much as you can.
Let's talk more about the dice. There's like what? There's like 6 different dice.
There's 7 different kinds of dice.
7.
Yeah.
Can you like explain like the differences and like when do you use each die?
Okay, so the one I keep talking about is the D20. This is a 20-sided die. It's used for like, if you want to attack someone, if someone hits you, you have to roll a save for it. Like, example, they throw poison on you, you have to roll a constitution save to see if you like get rid of the poison or like it doesn't affect you much. This is the D20. Let's start from lowest. So this is a D4. It looks like a pyramid. It's a 4-sided die. This is mostly for damage and stuff. So if your weapon isn't very good, it's maybe a D4, just here, and then done. And then this is a D6. You see this in a lot of other games. It's just a 6-sided die. This is a D8. Most of these are all damage dice. So the better your weapon, the more chances it has for you to like roll higher damage. But there's always a chance that no matter what die you use, you can roll a 1. So there's an element of like luck in every D&D game. This is a D12, also a damage die. It can be other uses for it. Like example, these two are D10s. This is a D10, this is a D100. D100 does not have 100 sides. This one is combined with the D10 to show the hundreds and like tens place. You roll this, example,
This
and then
one
you
is
roll,
the sorry. This
it's a
one is
D10.
D10. Okay.
Yeah, 10-sided die. And then, example, you roll a 1. And then over here, you roll 40. So this is 40. So this add together will be 41.
1. Oh, okay. So in a way, it's like they mostly serve the same purpose. It's just that the higher the more sides of the dice, like it basically just limits the highest possible number, right? In a way.
Yeah, it doesn't. Usually when you have a weapon, they'll show on the website or something. They will tell you what damage die the thing has. So
Oh,
if you cast the spell Fireball, which is a wizard's favorite spell,
Oh.
it's I think it's a 3rd level or something. It's 3d8. So you roll 3 of these, or you roll this 3 times, and then they add together, and that's the damage.
You say how like does it come from like a manual on like
There is I got this from the website. There is a free basic rules on the website D&D Beyond.
so if on that website it indicates like the types of spells.
It has a whole list of spells. This is the basic one, so like, it's not a lot of spells. I got the player's handbook for myself. This is the official D&D website, by the way. I got the player's handbook for myself. There's a whole list of spells from like A to Z. My favorite, biased opinion, my favorite class is a wizard because you have so many different spells you can use. Like for any situation, you can almost like, if you have the spell for it, you're set.
Honestly, same, yeah. I think if I were to get to D&D, I think wizard would be my go-to choice.
Yeah, the only downside of a wizard is they're very squishy. They have one of the lowest hit points I've ever seen. I think it was a D6. So you have every level you gain of a certain class. So example, wizard, you gain their HP, their hit dice. And you like roll it to see how much HP you have. You can roll it or you can set it to like a number like 3, example.
Actually, how much is it to like start playing D&D? How much do you like spend in total for someone who plays D&D?
If you just want to play, I would say the only things you need to get is like 1 set. The very bare minimum is 1 set of these 7 dice. And you make an account on the thing to get your free basic rules. And honestly, that's all you need for like D&D. Just dice and a book and friends.
So like account on like the website that you mentioned before, is it?
Yeah, it's a D&D Beyond.
So
It's
what
the
if
official website.
so what if you're like someone who doesn't have friends like me? Then like one day you chance upon D&D and like, you know what, I want to try. How do you like reach out to people?
Oh, there are like websites. I don't remember the name of it, but there are groups and like sometimes game shops. They have weekly game nights that you can actually join.
Okay, that's
I
sick.
don't remember where it is, but I believe there is at least 1 or 2 that you can join. Or there's like apps and websites that you can join to like find a random D&D group that you want to join.
So is it like more common for people to like meet up physically or like online? Especially if you're like strangers.
Strangers are most likely online because you don't want to just show up to, you don't know them. So like, you probably just show up. Like online is the safest way.
So is there like a specific platform or like do you just like hop on Discord and like have a video call or something?
You can give like on those websites where you find people, you can just get ask them to send you like a Discord to play online. I don't use Discord very often. There's like some kind of plug-in or something that you can roll dice and stuff like a game. Yeah, that my friend sent to me before. If we ever aren't in the same country and like we want to play online.
Okay, so it's like still doable.
It's still doable.
Still online, okay.
Yeah, there are digital dice and stuff that you can play online. It's not always, it doesn't have to be physical. But personally, I prefer like playing physically.
Because you're doing like final year right now, right? Same like us. We happen to know you, but so you're doing final year right now. So how do you like juggle schoolwork and this? Is it like, to you, is it very like time consuming, or is it like a hobby on the side that you can just like work on it when you're free?
Yeah, I think it's more of a hobby on the side. I work on it. But since I'm working on the one shot right now, I can work on it whenever I want. I have an idea for like stuff I want to do already, so it's easier for me. And like I know when they're gonna meet up, so I have that amount of time to do it.
I think I learned a lot, like really. I think it's
me
really
too.
interesting. Like, I think it's all about like imagination, and if like, cause for someone like me, right, I love to like imagine things and make up fake scenarios. So I think it's quite interesting. Like, would you invite me?
Yes, I would.
Oh, thanks.
I would.
Would you invite him that has no friends?
I think it would. Because it's not, you can have multiple groups of players. You don't have to, you can be a DM in one, you can be a player in another. Yeah, because it's multiple worlds apart now, you can do a lot of things in there.
Okay, so do you
okay.
have any advice for people who wants to start playing DnD?
If you don't get the role that you want, like if you don't manage to hit something, it's not the end of the world. And especially for DMs also, like if your players don't get the result, it's not full stop, okay, cannot continue, yeah. Because a failure can mean many different things. It can mean you don't manage to convince the person, or like maybe the person just happens to not be listening and you can try again. There are many ways to like solve one thing.
Okay, so thank you so much, Jia Ying, for being here today. I think we really learned a lot from like your sharing about D&D. So I think for any of the new players, right, y'all can just go to the D&D website,
Yeah,
right?
it's a D&D Beyond.
Yeah, I think y'all can start from there, and then maybe y'all can find your friends who might be interested, and then y'all can start playing D&D. So thank you so much for today. We'll see you on the next episode of The Side
Side
Quest.
Quest.
Thank you.